7 years ago, when I first started making YouTube videos, my arms were only 13 inches, and it wasn't from lack of training them. In fact, if anything, I trained my arms too much, and I was stuck at a plateau. Since then, despite being an ectomorph and having naturally skinny genetics, I've grown my arms from 13 inches to 18 inches. In today's video, I'm going to share exactly how I did it, including the 5 mistakes I was making, and how I was able to flip the switch and blow up my arms after hitting a plateau. The first mistake is not eating enough calories. You can do all the arm curls in the world, but if you are not in a calorie surplus, guess what? All those intensity techniques, the balloon method, all the training that you're doing, it's not gonna mean a damn thing. And it blows my mind how some of you can complain that your arms aren't growing and that you have bad genetics, but you don't even know how many calories you are eating. So some really quick math. Take your body weight and multiply by 18. That's a very rough estimate on a slight calorie surplus. So I'm 200 pounds, I would eat about 3,600 calories to be in a small surplus. You do not need to be in a big calorie surplus, but you need to be at least in a small calorie surplus to build muscle and grow those arms. So here is a full muscle building day of eating 4,000 calories to show you how simple this is. Meal number 1, try a Hulk milkshake, 1.5 scoops vanilla protein powder, 1 frozen banana, 4 tablespoons peanut butter, and 1 cup almond milk. Boom, 800 calories. Snack number 1, SuperHuman French toast. Check the last video if you missed it. It is so delicious, 500 calories and 46 grams of protein. Meal number 2, really cheap, high in calories and high in protein. 5 whole eggs. Throw it on top of a cup of rice and use 2 tablespoons of olive oil. That is 800 calories. Meal number 3, take your favorite protein, steak, chicken, turkey, fish, throw it on some spaghetti, rice, or pasta. Throw some avocado and some sauce on top. That is 800 calories. And the post-workout crave meal. Of course, you guys know I follow the crave diet. I eat the foods I crave post-workout. This should be a 1,500 calorie meal if you're lean bulking. Have some tacos, have some sushi, have some spaghetti, have whatever you want. Throw in a donut, some ice cream, some dessert you're craving. Boom, 1,500 total calories. Mistake number 2 is something that I guarantee you almost all are doing every single time that you are in the gym, and it's only maximizing and triggering one of the 3 science-backed ways that your body builds muscles. So the easiest way for me to explain this is, let's say the only bicep exercise that you are doing in your workout is the barbell curl. So you're going in the gym, you're doing 8 to 10 reps, fairly heavy. Great. That's mechanical overload. Assuming you did strict form and you went till near failure, in the 8 to 10 rep range, you triggered mechanical overload. Now, think about this. Contrast this to now doing 2 sets on the barbell curl after you went heavy, 45 seconds time under tension. And this could be anywhere between 15 and 25 repetitions, but getting a crazy burn in your biceps and going until failure, 45 seconds time under tension, this is going to be such a game changer for some of you guys. That's going to trigger metabolic stress, the second way that your body builds muscle. Now, after this, we're already on set number 6 and 7. What if you did 2 sets where you did a drop set where you went nice and heavy in the 8 to 10 rep range, and then you drop the weight 30%, and you do 8 to 10 more reps, really focusing on going slow and controlled on the way down. Guess what? You just triggered muscle damage, and now in a 7-set barbell curl workout, you will maximize the 3 science-backed ways that your body builds muscle. If you keep on doing the same thing in the gym, you're gonna keep on getting minimal results. So use that balloon method, guys. You only need to use it with 1 exercise to see results. The next mistake is training like an insane person, aka training your arms too much. Now, this sounds very counterintuitive because you're trying to get bigger arms, so what do you end up doing? You overtrain your arms and you neglect your body's largest and strongest muscle groups. Now, 20% of your training at most should be direct arm training. The other 80% needs to be your body's largest and strongest muscle groups. And when I stopped focusing so much on arm training and I started obsessing over squats and deadlifts and pull-ups and weighted dips and barbell rows and really focusing on hitting my legs way more, guess what? My arms blew up. So the biggest mistake that I see you guys make when it comes to arm training is overtraining your arms and undertraining the rest of your body. So a great training split that I followed was, let's say you're hitting your full body in a 3-day split. So over the course of 3 workouts, you're hitting every muscle. So for instance, on Monday, I will hit chest, shoulders, and triceps, which is obviously such a crucial part of your arm, the biggest part of your arm. Now on day number 2, I'll hit quads, and then I'll do biceps after. So I'm not dedicating an entire day to biceps. First I'm hitting quads, which is one of the largest muscle groups, then I'm hitting biceps. Then on day number 3, I'm hitting hamstrings and I'm hitting back. This is gonna be a lot more effective because 80% of your training is going to go towards the compound exercises, the moves that are gonna get you the most bang for your buck. If you've only been training for a couple of years, I cannot prioritize enough. You gotta start doing more compound exercises. Be obsessed with the squat and the deadlift, the weighted dip, weighted chin-ups, and incredible bicep exercise. So less is more when it comes to direct arm training. Before I get into mistake number 2, smash a like for that YouTube algorithm and tap that notification bell so you don't miss out on all the future videos. And congratulations to the last giveaway winner, Ryan Wheeler, who won the Superhuman RIP program. To enter today's Notification Squad giveaway, simply comment down below where you are from, and I will select one person in the first 24 hours to win the Superhuman Muscle 12-week training program. Mistake number 4 is not enough variety and activation in that 20% of your arm training. Now, I like to say that new activation equals new gains. And when I started training with Charles Glass, I had a period where my arms grew a good inch in a very short period of time. And that is because I was doing different exercises and getting different activation that I had ever experienced in my entire life. Now, first of all, tricep press downs. Never in my life had I focused on keeping that wrist straight and my hand straight doing tricep press downs. I started doing that and then incorporating the balloon method, going time under tension, doing drop sets, going heavy. Just in that one exercise, that blew up the side of my tricep. Focusing on more elbow flexion, the long head of the triceps is so important. When it comes to bicep training, Charles Glass taught me the importance of really keeping my elbows behind my body, doing things like drag curls, completely different activation than a traditional barbell curl. Swoop curls, probably my favorite outside the box type of barbell curl. Seems very counterintuitive because you're activating those front delts as well, but really focusing on bringing my elbows up and bringing that bar all the way to my forehead. Holy shit, I got the best bicep peak activation I've ever got in my entire life. Focusing on twisting that pinky out when you're doing heavy dumbbell alternate curls, really twisting that pinky out and squeezing that pinky at the top of the rep. Incredible tip. The devil's in the details, guys, so I cannot recommend enough. Try a bunch of new exercises. There are so many videos on this channel giving you guys lists of 10 bicep exercises, 10 tricep exercises, tons of forgotten and outside the box exercises. It's not because bicep and tricep training is the most important thing that you can do, but I just know that for myself, I had such faster results when I started incorporating new moves and getting new activation. And the last mistake is not focusing on the brachialis and the long head of my triceps in my training. Now, when it comes to your arm anatomy, your biceps, your triceps, and the brachialis sort of in between. Now, the triceps is 2/3 of the arm, and the largest head of the triceps, or 3 tricep heads, is the long head, which is basically the back of your arm. This is the largest muscle belly in your upper arm, but sadly, most of you guys are not training it at all. So doing things like dumbbell overhead presses, one of my favorites, floor crushers, and even skull crushers, where you're getting elbow flexion and you're really stretching that long head, so important in your training. At least half or 30 to 40% at the minimum of your arm training should be really working on that long head, especially if you are a beginner. Now, the brachialis is gonna give you guys a lot of aesthetic benefits. It's gonna push that bicep peak up, and you guys are gonna have much wider and thicker looking arms when you start training the brachialis. So, you know, hammer curls are pretty good, but doing things like pronating your grip and keeping those palms down, a fantastic way. So I'll link to a video where I break down some amazing exercises for wider biceps and really building that brachialis, but do not neglect the little details in your arm training. So that is how I grew my arms by 5 inches after hitting a plateau. Smash a like, tap the bell if you're new here, and I got so many videos on the way. And by the way, guys, what do you think of the filming location? I actually just biked here. I live about a mile from this location, and we're only 15 minutes from the Vegas Strip right there. I will definitely be shooting some content for you guys on the Vegas Strip. So if you've watched until the end of the video, I want to hook you up with an epic deal on SuperHuman Protein. This is my go-to post-workout protein to speed up my gains. It tastes incredible, it digests amazing, and just for watching this channel, you're gonna get 30% off using the special discount code YouTubeFam.
You ain't got no gains. You ain't left no